I did not think I would like Zombina that much after watching this episode. That Zombina scene at the beginning, wow, she quickly moved up into my rankings of, like, the best female characters in the series. See, right now, as I've said, Mia and Sue are kind of tied. But Zombina definitely moved up in some of my categories just to see how she was displayed in this episode. Like, just to see how her personality was, and just some of the scenes that were used was comedy gold. I like the comedy that was used in that scene. But, okay, so, just do a quick summary. The first half kind of follows the antics of the girls that watch over and police over other monsters that, you know, have joined human society. And the second half of the episode is hunting down a lost head from, like, the Headless Horseman, for instance. So, that right there, the way the episode was done, I like the way it was done. It follows the standard structure that Monster Girl has done for the past couple episodes, and so there's not really much different when it comes to that. But if you like said characters in this episode, for instance, like Zombina and stuff, I think you're gonna love this episode, along with our new girl that was introduced. So we kind of find out who was the girl, or the person, sending messages to our main male character, and was giving him these type of threats, like, I'll kill you, death is coming, stuff like that. We finally got who was trying to do this, like, why. And we have a death flag on our main character, like, he is about to die. Supposedly, he is going to die soon, and if I had to place my cards on the table, I want to assume since he is almost dying in almost every episode, like, the beginning of the episode starts off with the character almost dying, because he's getting drugged around. And if you look at past episodes of the series, he's always getting, like, broken limbs, or he's getting hurt, or he has to lay in bed, just so many things like that. And I feel like the reason why this new girl popped up to try to take his life was because he's in such bad danger where he's about to die, is that she's come to just reap his soul. And I feel like that's where it's going. It's because he's just in so much danger when he's around all these girls. So now that I've said that, let's get back in the first half. So Zombina, what makes her scene so great to me in this episode was the scene where her hand falls off, okay? Like, her hand just falls off, and it dawned on me, like, oh yeah, she is a zombie, and so we get to see some of these zombie traits from Zombina, and we have it to where the main character has to just, you know, sew on her hand once again. And if you think about it like that, if you were just a regular guy, or anybody, walking down the street, and you saw someone just lose a limb, like, just their arm popped off, first things first, you most likely would freak out. You'd most likely think it is a prosthetic, or, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did they just get their arm severed? And if you saw something like that, and someone just picks it up and is about to sew it on, you'd probably freak out a little bit. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about trying to sew on a hand, or an arm, or even a breast, a boob, you know, on, like, a girl that had lost, like, part of her body. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, because it's just like, damn! You don't know how to react to a situation like that. And so to see the situation where, like, she just undoes her stitches and her freaking tit just falls off and he has to sew it back on, that was a great usage of fan service. Because, see, you don't see fan service like that. You don't. And the way that fan service was done, I'm like, I don't see that. I don't think I've seen something like that. I don't think I've seen a zombie girl willingly just, like, undo stitches and her boob just falls off. And then the main character has to just sew it back on. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that. And so this is why I like Monster Girl so much. Why I like this series is because it does stuff differently that you normally don't see, and it really takes full advantage of the Monster Girl trait of the series, because since this is focused around monster girls and there's not really any natural human being girl besides Smith, you get to see different traits that you normally don't see from other harems. And I like how this series tries to do that. It tries to take advantage of what it is set up and be different among the crowd of mini harems and fan service. So well done, Monster Girl, for doing a very good, well-executed episode with these girls and showcasing their different traits with their monster features. Now, the second half, getting back into that, the entire head scene with the head just speaking and then, like, acting like I'm a death god, you know, you should worship me, help me out because I'm a servant of death, or you're a servant of death. That fucking hilarious. It's just hilarious. And then eventually she just turned over to being very shy, like, please take me back to my body. That was great. That was great. So yeah, I mean, episode Monster Girl, I enjoyed it. Yeah. And I mean, I know not everybody's going to enjoy this episode like I did. It depends on what type of female characters you like, along if you like these characters, or stuff like that. So, depending if you like them, you might A, like this episode, or B, hate this episode, or you could be neutral. You could be like, I just don't give a shit. Whatever side you're on, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.